What's happening, fight world, boxing fans? It is your boy Nice, and welcome to the fight room. Shakur Stevenson is making his first WBO Featherweight title defense when he takes on Miguel Marriaga March 14th, live at Madison Square Garden at the Hulu Theater for the WBO Featherweight title. Brought to you by none other than, of course, Top Rank Bob Arum Promotions. Shakur Stevenson, young man, last fight he fought Joet Gonzalez for the vacant WBO title and won by unanimous decision. And that was the young man that Shakur Stevenson had some sort of beef with, because obviously at the time, and I think still, Shakur Stevenson was dating Joet Gonzalez's sister, and that was a pretty heated battle and situation, and Gonzalez was trying to bring that to the game when he fought Stevenson that night and just came up short. Now he faces Miguel Marriaga, a 9-year pro, a contender at the 126-pound division, and was a 3-time world title challenger, but just came up short with those fighters. And we know who those three were: Nicholas Walters, Oscar Valdez, and Vasyl Lomachenko. Yeah, so that didn't stop him, because his last 4 fights he has won all by knockout, and he is here trying to make a statement, taking on Shakur Stevenson March 14th. Now, Marriaga has 29 wins, 3 losses, and 25 by knockout. A good KO percentage for Marriaga. He has a good record. 3 losses, yes. 3 good fighters. No bums. He has a good amateur background, and it makes for a good fight with Shakur Stevenson. I think he brings a challenge to Shakur Stevenson. I think that 29 and 25 speaks for itself. And I think this is, of course, Shakur Stevenson's toughest task to date. And yeah, it comes with a challenge, and I'm expecting Shakur Stevenson to bring the best out of himself come March 14th. Because yeah, man, Marriaga is going to be one that brings it. He's one fighter that likes to be aggressive. He's a smart fighter, though. Not a bad fighter, and he's a dangerous fighter. He can bang. So it pulls for a good fight, and I want to see what Shakur Stevenson can bring to the table with such a veteran early in his career. Yeah, it's a challenge for him, and I'm grateful that he's taken such a challenge at such an early age. He believes in himself, and I think he has it. He has what it takes to become one of the best in the sport. And sure enough, he has a good mentor, and we all know Andre Ward is a perfect mentor for such a young contender trying to rise and make it in this game. Also, the undercard, a good undercard. Jessie Magdaleno comes back, and he will be facing an undefeated fighter by the name of Zakaria Lucas, and is definitely a dangerous fight for Magdaleno, coming out of a 2018 best fight of the year, one of the best fights of the year, with Isaac Dogbo, and it was for the WBO vacant title at the time, and Magdaleno fell short, Isaac Dogbo beating him, getting stopped, and he is back on the scene and taking on a vicious competitor for this vacant title. Man, listen, I gotta give Magdaleno tons and tons of credit for taking such a opponent in such a short time and term, meaning that, he's trying to get back up in the scene, and to take on such a fighter as Zakaria Lucas, I believe that's the way you pronounce his name. 23 wins, no losses, and 16 by knockout. His alias is the Desert Storm. He's been active for 9 years. We don't know too much about him, and Magdaleno just takes the challenge. Undefeated guy. Been pro for 9 years. You gotta respect Magdaleno for taking challenges. He does. And I don't think people give him credit where credit is due. You know, of course, when you lose a fight, especially a big fight for your career, of course, your levels go down. And he's picking it back up, trying to get his name back up. And sure enough, I think he's special enough to make his name reappear on the scene. Like, you know, he had a good fight a couple years ago with Nonito Donaire when Nonito was Nonito. And Nonito had just lost to Nicholas Walters and picked himself back up and fought Jessie Magdaleno. And Magdaleno just, you know, did his thing, man. Did his thing. And that was on the undercard of, I believe it was Canelo versus Chavez Jr., I believe. But yeah, man, Magdaleno is a good fighter, dude. He's a good fighter, man. I like him. I like his style. You know, he takes chances. He has a lot of heart. He goes to war when he has to go to war. And overall, just an all-around good fighter, man. And shout-outs to him. He's going to fight. And I'm excited to see him. And see what he does with Lucas. Because the guy is undefeated, 23 with 16 knockouts. And that speaks for itself. Records, numbers don't lie. And we all know that. So, with that being said, good night of action, March 14th. Make sure you guys remember that. You already know it is your boy Nice. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, most of all, share the fight room.